room can be a little too much for some people, but I love my room. It's all blinged out. I love bling. I've got basically a white, black, and silver bedroom that I have created on my own. I've made all these rock art pieces like the one that you see over here. Excuse my hair, because in this quarantine, you know, I just do about 2 hours a day on these braids, and then I get back to it when I'm up to it. So anyhow, today I'm going to be doing a rock art with gold, and I'm going to show you guys how I do it. In the meantime, let me just give you a close-up of how this rock art looks. That's my room. That's my bed. Yes, it's very cute, I know. But this is the rock art that I do. It's super blinged out. It's like bling to the max. I love it, love it, love it. And I have a big one that I've created up here in the back of my room up high. If you could see it, how can I get the camera to show it to you? This way. So yeah, I've got one on the top, one on the side, and then I've got one more over here to the side of my curtains. Everything's just black and white in this room. And then I've created these little rock pieces here, like rock art. So I just take like rock and Mod Podge and use it. But I'm going to be using something called epoxy today, and you guys will see how it works. I'm going to start on a big canvas. It's like, I don't know, I think it's like 40 by 40 or 50 by 50. I'll tell you when I get to it. Anyway, see you in a little bit. I forgot to also show you that I did this to my mirror. See? It's like a rock mirror. I added the Mod Podge, and then beside it I just hang my jewelry in some like ghetto style with nails. Which is fine. But anyhow, it'll be very soon when I will show you the rest of everything that I'm doing with the canvas pieces. All right. Okay, so this is the one that I'm going to be working with today, the canvas that I told you about. It is 36 inches by 36 inches. It is Artist Loft. It's a Michaels brand, I guess. Gallery wrapped heavy duty canvas. It's going to replace this wall back here that I have. I just painted one wall red near my kitchen. So it was buy one, get one free, by the way. So anyhow, I am going to replace the big, that is a 30 by 30 inch photo that I've had for years, and I'm just going to replace it with this rock art that I'm going to make. So stay tuned. I thought it would be really funny when I'm opening this to do that what's it called, Giovanni? That's my son I'm talking to in the background. I thought it'd be really funny to do this like whisper thing while I'm opening it, because I think that is hilarious, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to go ahead and open this.
ASMR.
Oh yeah, ASMR. I'm going to open this plastic wrap right now and see how you like it. I don't know if this is such a big deal for people. Whisper sound. I just don't know what to say while I'm doing this, so I'm going to stop now. So I forgot to show you that I had already started, so I'm going to show you what I'm using. This is, well, I better grab both of them at the same time. This is Deco Art Metallics. I don't know if you can see it. Deco Art Metallics. Oh, but it's turned backwards, so it doesn't matter. So it's Deco Art Metallics, and the color is Glorious Gold. And my other one is Artist Loft, and it is Old Gold. So I'm going to paint half of the canvas in the metallic Glorious Gold, and that's the one I'm starting with. So that's what I'm doing here. And I've split it in half. The canvas is 36 by 36. So I split that in half, and that would make it 18. So right down the center, I'm painting one side, the metallic glorious gold, and then the other half I'll start on when I'm finished with this. I go in sections so that I don't allow the paint to dry out in certain sections, so meaning I pour a little bit at a time. When I start running out, I add more. I wish you guys could see it. It's so far away, but I think you're just going to have to wait and see it after it's complete, which is not great. So you get the idea. I will come back after I have completed this side and possibly the other side as well. Okay, so I have one half done. That's the metallic gold, and now I'm gonna do the Artist Loft's old gold. I did forget to tell you one thing though. Make sure that you lift your canvas with something like a glass or a cup or bowl, something you don't care about, just so it's easier for you to work with it, because you're gonna paint the sides as well. So each time that I paint the top, I'm painting the sides of them the same color of whatever that particular side is. So for example, right now I'm going to use the old gold, so I'm going to paint the sides the same color. So just remember to elevate it with a bowl or your canvas. Elevate your canvas with a bowl or either a cup, all the same size, so it's even all the way around. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, so as you can see, I've done both sides. This side turned out lighter. This is the Artist Loft old gold. It's lighter, so a lot of white is showing through. I didn't like it at first, but I'm kind of okay with it, because when we add the glass, it's going to make it shine more. You'll understand when we're finished. So there's usually between the center of the two different color paints, there's a harsh line, and you want to figure out a way to get rid of that harsh line. So usually I take the lighter color and then I kind of thicken it down the center. I wish I could show you close up. I will. Okay, so as you can see, there's a little bit of a harsh line that goes right up the center. It was worse than this, but I just went ahead and I took my paint, the lighter color, and I dabbed it onto the darker color to kind of make it blend. So at a distance, it doesn't look as bad. See, the harsh line is not so much. As you can see, some of the areas of this light gold looks dark, and then there's light spots, and then it gets dark again and light. And I kind of like the way that looks, so we'll see how it turns out. Okay, so the good part about paint is that later, if you don't like it, you can always go back and touch up the places that you want to touch up. So the next part of this project I do is I mix my rocks, which are, this time I chose these gold rocks. I don't know what they're called, and I do not have my glasses, so I can't tell you what this says because I'm about blind. But these are from Michael's as well, and they're by Ashland. The brand is called Ashland, but it's just a decorative rock, and I know they're gold. They're like a slight, there's like a slight gold tint to them. I don't know if you can see that, if that'll catch on camera or not, but it's just a slight gold tint. So I use that as well as just the regular crushed glass. And I don't know if you will be able to see this either. I know people are going to say, why isn't she wearing gloves? My hands are very strong. And honestly, I don't think this glass really, I don't think it's able to cut people really. But I mean, I could be wrong. It just doesn't bother me. And then the last thing that I use, these I get from the Dollar General, and they are True Living glass gems, and this is the color gold. So I just slightly add a little bit of that. You can do this with Mod Podge, but Mod Podge, it's going to be harder for you to catch it, for it to stay. I use the epoxy because the epoxy is kind of stronger, and it holds on and it lays flat and it goes wherever you want it to go. And so I am going to use the resin for that. It also is kind of lifted a little bit more than Mod Podge. It takes longer to dry, but it's worth it to me. So anyhow, I mix all three of these together. And once I mix the three of them, then I mix my resin, and then I go ahead and do my pour of the resin, and then I add my rocks wherever I want them. Okay, so I don't know how much of the rocks are going to show here in the glass, hopefully quite a bit, but Excuse my nails. I'm a nail biter. But anyhow, hopefully you can see how much the bling comes out in these rocks when you mix them together. So like I said, I have regular gold rocks, and then that's the gems, the glass gems, and then I have the crushed glass in the clear, and then I have crushed glass in gold. So I use about a quarter cup, or I leave about a quarter of the container left when I mix them all together. If I have to mix more, then I will, but I think that that should be enough for this project. Okay, for me now it's time for like the worst part of this. For me, this resin. I don't like mixing the resin. I use the Envirotex Light. I do wear gloves for this because the resin is so sticky and it's so hard to get off your hands. If somebody has a secret, or you know, if you know a special way for me to get the resin off of my hands if I use this without gloves, please put it in the comment section because I would really like to know about that. As far as mixing it, you have to mix equal parts of it. I didn't buy the big one, I bought the small one, so I'm just going to use this for the entire project. It was cold to the touch and you're supposed to heat it up, and so I put a little hot water in a cup and then I dipped them in the hot water. It's supposed to be 70 degrees or something like that. So anyhow, you have to mix them for 2 minutes. Mix the products together, equal parts, 2 minutes, and then you put it in another glass or plastic, whatever you're mixing with, and then you mix that for another minute, and then you're ready to pour. And so that's what we're going to do now. So there is 1/2 of the mixture, and then now I'm putting the other half, which I didn't even make sure that they're exactly exact. You're supposed to make sure they're exact. Oh gosh, I hope they're exact. Anyhow, I guess we're gonna find out. All right, and then I bought these little children's popsicle sticks. Sorry to cross you like that. And then I just stir for 2 minutes. And I don't even have my timer, so I'm just gonna count. I know you guys are sitting there like, dang, ain't nobody got time to watch Tasha stir and stir and stir and stir some more. I could be cooking my dinner. I could be chopping up onions, getting ready for that steak that I'm going to make tonight. And instead, I'm over here watching this girl stir and stir and stir like I don't have anything else to do. Come on now. What kind of life do you think I have? It is not all about that arm in the air, stirring with the right hand, holding with the left, thinking I have time to be doing all this. Put me out of my misery. You're thinking that, right? I'm about to do it. But first, I have to let you see me dance to the side and do my own little thing. But really, I'm going to put you out of your misery. So then you pour it into another container and you mix it for an additional minute. And then you should be ready to go. So I think the main point is to try to get all of the bubbles out, if I'm correct on that. Honestly, I'm not an epoxy specialist. I don't know the rules, the regulations, nothing. I'm just telling you what I think. And then you're supposed to mix it for 1 more minute once you transfer it to the next. And this is only with the Envirotex Light. I don't know about any other epoxies. This is the only kind I've ever used or tried. So. To my knowledge, you're supposed to mix it until all of the bubbles are gone. But I have to be honest, I have never mixed this where the bubbles are gone. The bubbles are always there, so I don't know what I'm doing wrong or if I'm doing it wrong. But anyhow, it's like a thick texture, but not very thick. So I don't even know if I'm doing this right. I just know this This is the texture that it always is when I stir it, and I think that's been about a minute now.
Nope, 9 years.
So then what you do is you take the resin and you pour it. Now, for this, I think I'm going to have some help. So just 1 minute, let me call one of my kids out here. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so I'm getting ready to pour the resin now. I've got my daughter holding the camera, my son holding the light, and I'm just going to show you what I do. I just pour it down the center, down that harsh line that we talked about earlier. And then those drips, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. The resin kind of won't run anywhere as long as you have it even, you know, like on the little things, the cups or bowls, whatever you chose. And then you kind of just smooth out the resin. And I'm going to use this. I brought a Mucinex box. You definitely should not use Mucinex. You should use like a credit card or something like that to smooth it out, but I don't have that. And I'm just going to drag this out a little bit on each side. You see how the resin doesn't go off the table? It's very steady. That's one thing that's good about the resin. So I'm just kind of spreading it out all across the project with the Mucinex box. All right. And then the bubbles are there. You don't want the bubbles to be there. You kind of want the bubbles to go away, so you'll grab a blow dryer or a torch. Some people I've seen use torches, but I don't own a torch. I just have a blow dryer, so I use that. I think I'm going to take this all the way out to the side here, the resin. It shouldn't drip. I think I'm making it drip by dragging it, but it should be okay. Just like that. Thank you, AC Marie. I know it's kind of hard to hold it like that. Thank you, Giovanni. You're not on camera. You can say, "You're welcome, Mom." I think that is pretty much what I want done here on this side. Do you think that looks wide enough, AC Marie, or should I bring it out more?
Probably more. It's a bigger space.
Okay. So I'm spreading this and spreading this and spreading this. That's the good part about resin. You can just kind of work with it and it'll work with you.
Even it out on the other side.
She's telling me to even it out because she hasn't seen me do this. You don't need to even it out unless you want it just completely even. I'm going to drag down layers of the resin so that everything can fall in here. I'm just adding a little more resin to it. And resin levels itself out too, which is awesome. So you never have to worry about having too much on one side and not enough on the other side. There's something about resin that causes it to level itself out, which is amazing. I don't know what the trick is with that, but kudos whoever invented resin. It's pretty awesome. All right, and then now, oh, it looks like I didn't do anything with this side. Now what I'm going to do, I'll add the rest of that. Get rid of that. Oh, that was a big plop that went down to the side that I knocked off. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I cut off this sponge here and I'm just gonna drag it in the resin. It's not doing as much as I wanted it to. So I'm going to take them down myself. Oh, I'm going to have to set this down. I've cut these little things here to make these little. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and grab some of the resin out of here. And I'm just dragging the resin up. All right. That should be enough. And then if you could give me those rocks, Giovanni, you don't have to hold the light anymore. You guys can see this light, but now I'm going to add the rocks. I think they're in the kitchen. Yeah. No, they're already mixed. Oh. They're mixed in a Jordan shoebox. Because everyone loves a little Jordan. All right. And so now we've got the rocks. If you could hold that light real quick, Giovanni. And then you guys can be done in here. Because I know you guys are tired of holding stuff. All right. So now I'm just taking a little bit of this rake and raking some of the resin this way. Not much, just a tad. I hope you guys can see that. I hope that light is working for you guys. I think that's pretty much it.
Drag pieces down on the right.
Down on the right?
Well, your left, closer to me. This side. This side. Like as long as they are on that side. No, stop on that.
I don't know what you're meaning. Sorry.
Drag it down this way, because you put those ones long, these ones are short on that side.
Drag it down where?
Just make these longer.
These right here?
Yeah. And, okay, stop. And now go to that side.
What side? Over here? Yeah, just if you could lightly drag it. Yeah. Okay. And so now, oh, actually, I see there's a little section here that doesn't have any resin on the side there. All right. And that should be it. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and drop these rocks. And you'll see. So the resin just kind of holds it in there. I'm going to try to fix that harsh line in the center as well. Oh, it's so pretty. I hope that the light and the camera catches. How beautiful it is. Like I said, you can use Mod Podge with this, but it just won't hold the same way as this resin does. The resin it's like a sticker. I'm just sprinkling it all over there. Sprinkling the scene makes it all clean. Oh, it's so pretty. Love it. Ooh, I know you can see my jiggly arms. Yes. That's my 2 baby arms.
I can't.
guys so much. All right. Any blank spots you guys can see? I mean, I know
You just covered it.
Few little spots, areas. Anything where you don't see any rocks? Thank you. All right. All right, that's the end of the rocks here. Now, if you could hand me, or actually I'll grab it since you guys are helping me. I'm gonna add a little bit of glitter to it. Not much, just a tad. I don't even know if that's coming out because I'm blind as a bat and I don't have my glasses on. The gold is coming out?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Look at the thing.
Look at what I just don't see anything. That's why I'm asking you. I feel like nothing's coming out.
It is. That should be good.
You know what? Not good enough for me.
Here we go with the glitter.
You know I love my bling bling glitter. Yes. All right, so there's the little glitter. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of this chunky glitter. Oh.
Don't do that.
Yeah. I can't get to the other side though.
Ooh, don't do it over it. No, no.
Okay. Do it this way.
You guys don't understand. She uses so much glitter.
Love it. Salt Bay. Glitter Bay. Yes.
Putting too much in one area.
I am?
Mm-hmm.
We don't want that. Okay, that should be enough on that. I will dump that in here. And then guess what I'll do? I'll do a clap, 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 clap. All right, so that should be the end of the gold on that. Pass me that silver, Giovanni. And the last of my glitter will be silver. Oh, I don't know how to. I bought this today, and this this lid is some kind of weirdness. I don't know how it works. I've been trying to figure it out. It's supposed to help me separate the chunky side of the silver and the smooth side of the silver. Please bear with that camera. I know it's moving to the side there. Can you figure it out, G? And that, but is it? No,
oh, you want it to turn?
I'm trying to open it so that I can. Okay, so pretty much everything is on here. So I've put all the glitter, all the glass, all the rocks. Anyways, this will dry for about 8 hours, and when I wake up, I will brush this off and show you the finished product. Thank you for watching. Let's see if I can give you one little last look-see before tomorrow. This is the glass. Oh, I just love it. So blingy. Bling, 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 bling. Yay! So we're here for the reveal. Okay, I brought the rock art outside, and I'm just going to hold it up for you now, as to the best of my ability. This is how it looks. It's still covered in the rocks, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it down, and then I'm going to take this brush, just any kind of brush that you get from Dollar Tree or whatever, and you just brush all the remaining excess off. So here we go. So I basically went from this piece of wall art to this piece of wall art. And boy, I cannot tell you how much I love it. It's beautiful. It is easy to make, and it just turns out beautiful. Look at the bling. It's just, it's overwhelming. And the camera doesn't do it justice. It looks so much better in person. It's just beautiful. I
So proud of it. And so that's what I've been doing in quarantine. So thank you guys for checking it out and coming to my channel again. I know you don't have to, but I do appreciate it, and I hope you come back again and again. This is just the type of stuff that I do during the COVID-19 California quarantine, besides doing my regular interviews. But I hope you continue to watch the channel, and don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thanks for joining Tasha Smiles Daily. See you soon.